In this video, I'm going to photograph a building that's just 15 minutes from my house. I'll bring you along on the photo shoot, and then I'll show you how I process the image in Photoshop. Stick around. Well, it is a beautiful evening in Connecticut, and I looked up at the sky and I thought it'd be a nice night to shoot some architectural photography. And so I drove a total of 15 minutes to downtown Stamford, Connecticut. There's a building I want to shoot. I've shot it before, but I'm going to go walk over there now and see if I can get some good shots, maybe with some cloud movement above. We will see. So this little sidewalk in between two busy parts of the street is where I'm going to be perched. I feel like I'll be pretty safe here, but I won't have a lot of room to walk around. But the good news is, right across the street is this building. And so I'm going to set up here and get some shots, although I do see a security guard over there looking down at me. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised he gives me a hard time, but let's hope not. Well, I made it out to my little perch here, and I got my camera on a tripod. I'm shooting vertically because I'm trying to get this whole building in, and it's pretty tall and I'm really close to it. So I will be looking up. It'll make it distorted a little bit, but I will get the whole thing in because I've got my 16 to 35 millimeter lens. I'm out to 60 millimeters. I could possibly go across the street as well. More cars in the foreground. I might do that, we'll see. But at least here no one's gonna bother me, and just shooting up at the building a bit. It's a great building. So I am gonna put on a neutral density filter so I can do a long exposure. This is gonna be a 10-stop filter, and that will allow me to go out quite a bit longer than I would without it, obviously. And that will allow me to capture some of the cloud movement, hopefully. This is just the holder for the filter. It's a Lee system. I can pop this right on here. Filter goes in here, and I'll be in good shape. So before I put the filter on, I want to focus on the building. I'm kind of picking a point in the middle of the building. I'm going to lock in my focus because once I put the filter on, it'll be too dark. The camera won't be able to focus. So do that beforehand. And then you just lock in the focus and you're good. Well, I've got about a 2-minute exposure going right now. Sun kind of is coming in and out, makes it a little bit tough. Sorry for the noise. Hopefully you guys can hear me, but I've got 2 minutes on my phone. I got 4 seconds, so I'm gonna close the shutter and ooh, that is really good. Yes, so I've got some great clouds above. Let me turn this around and I'll point up and you'll see those clouds up there, nice and defined, puffy clouds, and they're moving pretty nicely across the sky. So I'm getting these great streaks above this. Unfortunately, the sun is not hitting this building directly right now. It's in shade because I got clouds on the horizon over there, but hopefully we get a little sun on it, and in post I could always, create more contrast and drama in the building itself. So, I am a pretty quick train ride to New York City, so my architectural work tends to center around New York, but this is literally 15 minutes from my house. It's an awesome building. By the way, I live in a very wooded area. Here's a picture of the view out of the back of my house. And so I live in what we call the country around here, but literally 15 minutes, I'm in a nice urban downtown area with amazing buildings like this. By the way, this building is called One Landmark Square. It's really quite the landmark, honestly, in Stamford. For years, it was the tallest building in Stamford, Connecticut. I'm not sure it still is, but it's an office building completed in 1973. So it's been here, I guess, over 50 years now. I still think of 1973 as 30 years ago, but it's not. But just great building to photograph. Well, when I'm doing architectural shots and I want to get cloud movement, I really want to use an exposure of like at least a minute. It's getting a little darker now, so I'm at an f/18, so I really closed down my aperture quite a bit. I'm at ISO 100, so low ISO, and I'm able to go out over 2 minutes. And so with those 2 minutes, I'm getting these streaking clouds across the sky. It just adds drama to it. And I'll probably darken the sky and create more contrast in the sky in post. But just with the building here, it's such a unique, interesting building with great shapes, great contrast within the building itself that I think it'll be a cool shot. By the way, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. I'm at jaycohen13, Jaycohen 13. Find me on Instagram, follow me, and I'll follow you back. I'm in the middle of a shot right now, but the sun kind of peeked through some clouds. And let me turn this around, I'll show you. You can see the sun kind of peeked through some clouds. It's hitting the building. I'm hoping that adds a little bit to the shot, and I'll have to do a little less in post on some of these. So as it's gotten darker, I really haven't changed my settings other than the shutter speed. So this one is now a 3-minute, you can hear the timer I think with my microphone. This is a 3-minute exposure, which should be pretty good. I'm going to close the shutter and take a look. Oh wow, it is really cool. This might be the best one. This might be the best one. Since I'm right on the street here, I just had a bus stop right in front of me. The driver sticks his head out, asks what I was doing, and I gave him a 30-second tutorial on long exposure photography. I don't know if it's all sunk into him, but I'm such an evangelist, I just couldn't help getting into it. Well, that should do it. I'm really psyched. I think I got some good shots. If you're not into Photoshop, I'll sign off here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos. Give me a thumbs up, helps the channel. If you're into Photoshop, stick around. We will jump onto my computer right now and I'll show you how I process one of those images in Photoshop. And until next time. Okay, we are back in my studio on my Mac, and this is the shot I'm going to work with. I want to show you how I turn this image into this image. Now, I've already done some work. In Lightroom, I converted to black and white, pulled up the shadows a little bit. I pulled down the blues a little bit. That creates a little bit of contrast in the sky, but I'm going to add more to that. But the goal here is to create more contrast and drama and really allow the building to pop more. I've already made some selections in Photoshop. Really, I just made 2 selections. I selected the sky and I selected the foreground, which is kind of the street and those storefronts. And that's really all I needed to do. I could have gone in and made different selections of parts of the building, but I didn't think it was necessary. When I have a building like this, the first thing I want to do is kind of darken the sky and create some contrast, just so the eye really goes to the structure of the building itself. So let me go up. I've made this selection, so now I can go to Load Selection. I'll choose Sky, and you'll see those marching ants around the sky. And I'm going to start with a Curves Adjustment layer. And to darken anything, you pull the line down, and certainly on the left side. So I'm going to pull the left side down. You see that sky getting darker. Pulling up on the right will add some contrast. That will pull up some of the highlights. And so you can play with this quite a bit, but here's the before, here's the after. All of a sudden that cloud movement becomes much more pronounced, or the streaking clouds in the sky. I'm actually going to darken things a little bit more, so I'm going to reselect it. I'm going to go to my exposure adjustment layer this time. Just pull back on the left just to darken that sky a little bit more. And so again, here's the before. You can sort of see the cloud movement, but it's kind of bland. and here's the after, much more dramatic. So now with the building itself, there's already kind of this natural contrast between the glass pieces and the cement pieces. And I just want to accentuate that a little bit. And so I'm going to go up and I'm actually going to reselect the sky. And then I'm going to invert it. So I can go to select, inverse. So now it's everything but the sky. But I really just want to focus on the building, not the street and the storefronts. So I can go up and load a selection of, I think I called it foreground. And I'm going to subtract that from the selection I have now. So I'll hit this button here, subtract from selection. And then bam, I've got kind of just the building, which is what I want to focus on. And with this one, again, it's just adding a bit of contrast. So we'll pull up a curves adjustment layer. I'm going to pull up on the right. You brighten up some of those highlights and the whites. Pull down on the left. Again, that'll darken some of the shadows. And you kind of do this to taste again. And so here's the before, kind of flat. Here's the after, more dramatic. And so if I started with this image and I ended with this image, which is a bit more fine art in my eye, there are other things I could probably clean up in the image, but overall I'm pretty happy with it. It was a fun evening to shoot and a very simple, straightforward processing in Photoshop. Hope you liked it. If you did, just give me a like, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more of this kind of content, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos. And until next time.